I'm here today with David Gillespie. He's the author of a new book called The Sweet Poison Quick Plan, all about cutting out sugar in order to lose weight and feel better. So David, what happened when you gave up sugar?
I lost 6 stone and it took me about, I don't know, a year to 18 months, but the really good thing about it is it stayed off for the 10 years since then, which is really unusual for my life because every other year of my life I've been putting on weight. And so once you take out sugar, appetite control returns and you stay at a stable weight.
So most of us are aware that soft drinks and cordials and things like that have lots of sugar in them. But what really surprised me when I read David's book is some of the things that you think are healthy drinks that actually contain bucket loads of sugar. So we're going to go through some of that now.
Okay, so the obvious one, this sort of thing here, parents are feeding that to kids as we speak, and certainly wouldn't be thinking that they were doing this equivalent of feeding them Coca-Cola, but that's what they're doing. Similar amount of sugar in apple juice or any juice as there is in a soft drink. So this one here, 9.5 grams per 100 mils, which means that a glass about that size has about 6 teaspoons of sugar in it. You have that, it's like adding 6 teaspoons of sugar to that. And there is no nutritional benefit to juice over a soft drink. Same thing, one has bubbles, one doesn't.
So what's an alternative then?
Have the apple. Have the whole apple. To get the juice to fill a glass that size, you'd have to juice 5 or 6 of these things. Now, any kid could drink that and still eat lunch, but they couldn't eat 5 or 6 of these and still have lunch.
And David, you've got 6 children, haven't
yeah,
you? So
absolutely.
you've got
yeah.
the kid thing down pat.
Absolutely.
So this was a real surprise for me. So Volvic, water, looks like water with a touch of strawberry and a touch of lemon and lime. So what's going on sugar-wise here?
It's also got a lot of sugar in it. Not as much as juice and not as much as a soft drink, but still quite a lot. That size glass, 4 teaspoons of sugar if it was full of this stuff, which is still a lot of sugar. No one's going to be adding 4 teaspoons of sugar to that, but that's what they're doing when they drink this stuff.
So one thing that a lot of people, certainly I used to do this, is I go to Starbucks and I think I'm being healthy by ordering a soya latte. So what amount of sugar is in the soy?
Same as the Volvic. So, and it's just sugar. Table sugar has been added to this stuff just to make it work as a milk, because milk contains a sugar itself called lactose, which is not a problem, but they don't have lactose in soy milk, so they add table sugar to it, and that size serving of it would have about 4 teaspoons of sugar in it. So if you were to make a coffee on this, say a cappuccino or a latte or something like that, you're adding 4 teaspoons of sugar before you add any more sugar.
So what's an alternative then? Because I mean, lots of people are going to be lactose intolerant, so what's an alternative to the soy milk?
A good alternative, becoming quite popular now, are things like oat milks, and also there are enzyme treated milks which break down the lactose into the galactose and the glucose. So those are good alternatives for people who are lactose intolerant.
Fantastic. Another thing that you know, I had no idea was the idea of a Frappuccino. Yes, it's a treat because it's got all the cream in it, but does it have sugar?
Yeah, it has loads of sugar, really quite large amounts of sugar in these sorts of drinks. So this one, for example, this is a small, has about 35 grams of sugar, which is 8 or 9 teaspoons of sugar in a drink that size. Now, nobody's going to buy a coffee and add 8 or 9 teaspoons of sugar to it, but that's what you're doing when you order that.
And what about children? I mean, a lot of kids want a little sweet treat. So what would you suggest when the kids want some kind of...
So what we do around our house for birthdays and so on is we give them Lucozade. Lucozade Original is sweetened only with the glucose half of sugar, and it is only the glucose half that is safe. The fructose half of sugar is the dangerous thing that we're trying to eliminate through all of this. But there is a soft drink that looks, tastes, acts like a soft drink, but is sweetened with the safe half of sugar.
Fantastic, really good advice, David. Thank you very much. And so you can read more about giving up sugar with fantastic useful tips in David's book, The Sweet Poison Quick Plan.